In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. My name is Kenny Bomer, and this is the Ask a Muslim series, where we're answering the top 50 questions about Islam. Question number 16. Are there sects in Islam? Islam is one path. It has one direction, and is based on one methodology, that which the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught according to the instruction he received from Allah. The religion that Allah ordained for mankind was meant to be a unifying factor. In fact, Allah addressed mankind in the Quran by saying, "And this is my path, a straight path, so follow it, and do not follow other ways, for they will separate you from His way." This divine command emphatically makes it binding on all Muslims to be united as one community of believers. Thus, all forms of schism or sectarianism are un-Islamic. The Prophet Muhammad's companions and following generations adhered very closely to the path of Allah, and thus he protected them from separating in this manner. But with later generations, certain factors led to the emergence of divisions and divergence among them. Increasing concern with worldly affairs and the influence of non-Muslim cultures and political rivalries played a big part in that. Therefore, some smaller groups of Muslims split off from the path adhered to by the majority of Muslims in the world. Those smaller groups introduced innovations into the religion and followed opinions that differed from those of the original teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Those schisms were rejected and opposed by the recognized scholars of Islam and the majority of Muslims in the world. And that meant that the schisms that the smaller groups initiated were contained and did not become widespread during the early stages of Islamic history. The majority of Muslims remained on the Sunni path, and whenever forms of deviation emerged among them, the pious scholars always hastened to oppose them and point out their error. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, foretold of such divergences, and he warned against schism and instructed the Muslims to remain within the main body of Islam. Nevertheless, over the centuries, a number of people have deviated and corrupted their religion, forming sects that claim to belong to Islam, but whose stated beliefs are clearly contrary to it. Some have distorted the concept of Allah and attributed to Him what is unfitting and incompatible with His divine status, claiming, for example, that everything in existence is Allah, or that He is incarnate or present within His creation, while the Quran states that He is superior to His creation and distinct from it. And some have been misguided regarding various major tenets of Islam to the degree that they no longer submit to Allah and obey Him, while others have innovated and changed some of the prescribed forms of worship. Those sects which deviated from the mainstream Islam are not the same as the schools of Islamic jurisprudence, which developed within and are based on the immutable principles of the faith. These eminent schools of thought have provided a vision of the highest degree of scholarship for Islamic legislation and served to complement one another. Differences and disagreements within the framework of Islam do not become matters of partnership and intolerance except among the extremely ignorant. Islam recognizes individuality of human beings and that not all diversity of opinion and difference in analysis is negative. However, the kind of dissension that leads to divisions and sectarianism has been denounced in the Quran, where Allah states, "Indeed, those who have divided their religion and become sects, you, O Muhammad, are not associated with them in anything. Their affair is only left to Allah, and it is He who will inform them of what they used to do." So although Muslims now appear to be divided more than ever before, the number of divisions in Islam remain fewer than other religions. One can still find many Islamic organizations calling people to truth, while proclaiming Allah's original message and warning against that which is contrary to it. Salvation does not depend on affiliation with any specific group, but rather on true faith proven by obedience to Allah and upright conduct in the manner revealed by Him. And the best example of that is the final prophet and messenger, Muhammad, peace be upon him. Again, my name is Kenny Bomer, and this is the Ask a Muslim series, where we're answering the top 50 questions about Islam. Thank you for listening.